Okay, County Commissioners, if you will, press roll call. I might bear with me. Cats put me a new gadget up here. Okay, Madam Clerk, you happy? We have 23 present, 1 absent. I declare we do have a quorum. Okay, Commissioners, time for invocation, followed by the pledge to flag. Commissioner Stroud has volunteered. Please come up, Commissioner Stroud.
And pray with me, please. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for another day. We thank you for this area in which we live, this county, this state, this country. Lord, we thank you for your many blessings, your answered prayers, and thank you, Lord, for the blood of Christ. Lord, as we come before you tonight, we just pray for your spirit to reign over this room with all the people. Lord, with our body of commissioners, we thank you for their service. We pray for your blessing upon them. Just help us all to be clear in our thoughts, to just think with your wisdom, and Lord, that we just always say and do things in a way that are pleasing and honoring to you. God, we just ask you to be with our first responders, keep them safe, protect them out on the roads, and Lord, thank you for the job that they do. Lord, we pray for the folks in the Ukraine. Just pray for you to be with them and the countries that are providing aid. Lord, everything that we do, we just pray is pleasing in your sight. We ask you to guide and direct us and be with us. All we ask we do in your name. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Stroud. Okay, Commissioners, in your package is the minutes from the previous meeting. I'll entertain a motion to approve. Got a motion by Roberts, second by Bradley. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? I declare the minutes are approved. In communications, I haven't got anything really except this next week or this week is read a book week for the schools. I'm sure some of you's been asked. I've got to go to 2 classes, I think. But that's about all I got, and trying to keep communications down. I got a feeling we may be here a while tonight. If you want to talk about something, just give me a call. All right, Commissioners, we'll move on to our reports, starting with the highway report. Any questions or comments? Animal control, any questions or comments? Trustees report, any questions or comments? Veteran Services, any questions or comments? EMS report, any questions or comments? EMA report, any questions or comments? Planning zoning report, any questions or comments? Fire committee reports, any questions or comments? Solid waste, any questions or comments? Finally, the finance report, any questions or comments? Okay, the chair entertain a motion to approve the reports.
I move the reports be accepted in order to file.
Motion by Haley, second by Woodard. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So moved. Okay, move on to our election appointments. Chair recognizes Commissioner Faye Stubblefield from the nominating committee.
Mr. Chair, Madam Clerk, fellow commissioners, and ladies and gentlemen of the audience, the nominating committee has met, and we bring you to nomination the name of Gina Holt to fill a vacancy on our airport board. I'd like to make a motion that we.
Okay, I need a second. Second by Hogan. Madam Clerk, can I do a roll call?
Of course, sir.
Okay. If you're for this nomination, vote aye.
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 That suit you? Okay, anybody opposed? Okay, congratulations, Gina Holt. I think she's very highly qualified. Okay, tonight is It's a difficult task, but we have an opening on our county commission in District 2.
Yes.
And I will take nominations from the floor to fill that seat. Commissioner Hoover, recognize you.
I'd like to nominate Kim Reed to fill her father's seat in District 2.
Okay,
I second that motion.
got a second. Is there any more nominations come from the floor?
Make a motion to close.
Second.
Motion second to close. Any discussion?
Question.
Question being called. Madam Clerk, you want to do a roll call or just a voice vote? Let's do a voice vote since Ms. Reed is the only one. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Congratulations. Ms. Reed, you come forward. Bring your brother with you.
We're bringing the whole crew.
Stand up with me, be with me.
Yeah, we got somebody.
Oh, wow. First, let me say that it's an honor to have you do this. Yeah, it's a very respected seat in your district. I know it's tough on y'all, but God bless you for having the strength to do it. And I know that he's going to be mighty proud. Kim, repeat after me. I, Kim Reed, do solemnly swear
I, Kim Reed, do solemnly swear
that I will perform with fidelity
that I will perform with fidelity
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
which I have been elected,
I've been elected
and which I'm about to assume.
and which I'm about to assume.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
to support the constitutions of the state of Tennessee
to support the Constitution of the state of Tennessee
and the United States,
and the United States,
and to faithfully perform the duties of the county commissioner
and to faithfully perform the duties of county commissioner
representing the second district of Robeson County, Tennessee.
representing the second district of Robertson County, Tennessee.
Can we get a picture of us smiling here in a minute?
Wait for them to smile.
Let me tell you, folks, being a county commissioner is a tough job. And I know Ms. Reed, you gotta go and have her heart in it. And hey, he was your dad, but you still got a tough seat to fill. Okay? Thank you.
Let's take a quick picture with us smiling.
Want me in the picture.
Yeah, we want you in the picture.
Let the record show Commissioner Brown is here. Okay, it's time for our public hearing. Chair recognizes Plan and Zoning Doug Van. At this time, this is when the public can join the county commission for comments. Please state your name, your address. And to be fair to everybody, I think everybody wants 15, 20 minutes. But to be fair, I'm gonna give you 3 minutes. And the county, these attorneys that's gonna speak, is gonna get longer. And ask respect, because I think the county commission is well aware of all of you, what you got to talk about. Because this, unless you've been out of the country, it's been a while, okay? Okay, Mr. Doug.
First request is Mr. Ralph Bracy. He's requesting to rezone 6.122 acres from AG2 to RP 80 on New Cut Road, which is the 10th voting district. Planning Commission evaluated this request and by a vote of 8-0 asked for your approval.
Is anyone here to speak on this request? Hearing none. Mr. Doug.
Request, Ms. Mary Ellen Neal requested to rezone 7.61 acres from AG2 to R40 on Abednego Road, 6th voting district. Again, by a vote of 8-0, the planning commission asks for your approval.
Is anyone here to speak on that request? Hearing none, Mr. Douglas.
Next request is it's Ben the Builder. Requesting to rezone 0.51 acres from AG2 to R40 on Jernigan Road. Strange request because this is connecting to property that's in the city limits across Plains. So it makes a total of 1.35 acres.
Okay, is anyone here to speak on that request? Seeing none, Mr. Doug.
Next request is Joseph Hunt requesting to rezone 1.01 acres from AG2 to R40 on Gideon Road, which is the 3rd voting district. Again, by a vote of 8-0, the planning commission asks for your approval.
Is there anyone here to speak on that request? Okay, Mr. Doug.
The next request is Zach Suggs requesting to rezone 3.214 acres from AG2 to R40 on Radio Station Road. It's in the 11th voting district, and it is in the the city of Springfield's boundary. So it had to be evaluated by their planning commission. By a vote of 6-0, ask for your approval.
Anyone here to speak on that request? Seeing none, Mr. Doug.
The final request is Riley Brothers Land LLC requesting to rezone 105.62 acres from AG2 to R40, AG2 and R40 to R20 on Buzzard Creek and Bartlett Road, 7th voting district. This comes to you with no vote from the planning commission.
Is there anybody here to speak on that request?
Oh, yeah.
You will. Come over here by the deputy, by the wall, and line up. The attorneys want to wait till the end. That'd be fine with me. It's just however you feel like you want to step forward. Okay, sir, step ahead.
Good evening. I'm Cal Burchett. My address is 19 Sherwood Drive in Clarksville. I'm with McKay Burchett Company, the civil engineer and land surveyor, working with the Riley brothers on this property. And as you know, this is just a rezoning request. Does this parcel of land meet the density and land use, proper land use and density for that parcel? And that's not a notice to proceed. We can't go to work tomorrow. We have to meet several requirements moving forward. We'll have to, work with the planning commission and meet a subdivision design approval. We'll work with the West Robertson Water Authority and get water approval and make sure all the water pressure for the lots and fire hydrants meet the flow and provide calculations for that. We'll have to also get State of Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation approval for grading and any septic work, including if that's on-site or off-site. We'll also have to work with TDOT for the access approval. So Riley Brothers have paid several different professionals, including myself and others, and in the process of due diligence, probably more professionals in most owning cases. As you know, we completed a traffic study and that was reviewed by the planning commission staff. All the turning movements had a good level of service and done with, sound, good engineering practice. So I know in the planning commission, one of the things said that just TDOT counts were used. Live traffic counts were done from 6 to 9 in the morning and 3 to 6 p.m. And then old TDOT traffic counts were projected into the future. So use those old counts to project into the future and make sure that in 2024, the level of service is still good. A wetland and stream determination was done by ECS Environmental, and there were some streams on site that we're aware of and why we're making this request. No wetlands were found to be on site. An NRCS soil study was complete, and they also worked with Adinas to make sure that if this is zoned, Adinas can provide off-site sewage. If that doesn't work out, this is early. We're just asking for a zoning, and there is the opportunity to stay on site with septic. So all this work has been done to determine that R20 is the proper zoning. And the density is similar to the surrounding areas and allows less farmland to be used to create the same number of lots. We ask that you go with the Planning Commission staff and approve this zoning tonight. I'd be happy to answer any other questions.
Okay, thank you. Next.
Oh, I got a question. Oh, Mayor, I have one question. The statement that you just made said planning and zoning approved it?
The staff,
The staff,
yes,
okay. But the committee did not.
correct.
Thank you.
Evening. My name is James Clark. I live at 5510 Buzzard Creek Road, Cedar Hill, Tennessee. While I am not an engineer, I do not have any connections with the TDOT, but I do witness every day the back and forth traveling on Buzzard Creek Road. If we put another 148 or 49 houses in that area, we create a difficulty that may not be rectified by anything other than building another road. And the county would come and have to do that. I am also concerned with the situation that says that we already have a zoned R40. They can build right now. R40. Why in the world do you want to go to R20? It makes no difference other than the fact that it's an economical situation. They want you to build basically their property. I have no animosity whatsoever. They have the right to build and use that property, but it has already been approved. I want you to be thinking real hard why you want to go from R40 when you can go ahead and do all of this and go to R20. Thank you.
My whole life I've been supported by my parents.
Thank you. Ma'am?
Hey guys. Hey guys, my name is Leanne Arrington. I live at 5429 Buzzard Creek Road. I live on the family farm that's been there for over 100 years. Yes, I know that this is going to be built. I know it's going to be developed. I know it's coming. Don't like it, but there we have it. My concerns with building this many houses in our community is fire, is safety, traffic safety, school system, water, and then our waste. So the developers are going to come in, they're going to develop. They're going to make their money, they're going to get out. We, Robertson County people, are going to have to pay for the upgrades of all of these things. That's going to happen. And this is my dad. We live down the street from each other. They just talked to you. Yeah, it's already approved R40. They can build. We're not opposed to growth, but we are opposed to our way of life in Cedar Hill. We love the way it is. It's a small town community, and that's what we love. I don't know if anybody saw Channel 5 news about who is coming in and the property values going up, and folks that have lived here all their lives can't afford these houses because people from outside states are coming in and they're zooming up these prices and they're zooming up these houses. Why? Because it's cheaper to live here, not because it's a better state, not because they love our way of life, but because it's cheaper. That's just the facts. I don't have any other thing to say. It's just please don't do R20. They say they're only going to build this many. They're going to put as many houses as they want to, or as they possibly can. And that's probably up to 180. That's just not what we want. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good evening. My name's John Redfern. My family farms at 4925 Buzzard Creek Road. This proposed development's gonna go down two sides of us. And I'll tell you why they want R20 over R40. It's money, folks. It's money. That's all it boils down to. They come in here, no one that is gonna benefit from this lives in Cedar Hill. They're gonna come in here, like the lady said, build their R20, and then they're leaving, and we're gonna be left here to pick up pieces. They keep telling us what is best for Cedar Hill, and they don't even live here. R20 is too much houses for Cedar Hill. They talk about bringing new amenities into Cedar Hill. We got it 9 minutes away right here in Springfield. We love the way that we live. Northern Robeson County is deeply rooted in agriculture. Plant the seeds of change. How about we just plant the seeds? That's what I like. Once this big wheel starts turning, y'all, if you approve this, it's going to go across the road. It's going to go across the road. It's going to go across the road. Well, you know it, Cedar Hill won't be recognizable. And when that day comes, our great seal right there, need to take agriculture off of it, put a big old subdivision on it, because that's all we'll be. If you care about the community, listen to the community. Cedar Hill does not need this. Cedar Hill does not want this. Thank y'all.
My name's John Bagwell, live 3431 Benton Road, Cedar Hill, lifetime resident. Got my son back there as fourth generation farmer, lifetime resident. My daughter also lives on Buzzard Creek Road. We're very concerned about this development. It's not the right fit for Cedar Hill. Springfield maybe, but not Cedar Hill. Agricultural community, we don't have any infrastructure. As far as I understand, none of the Rileys are willing to spend any money on infrastructure. All they're worried about is building the houses and getting out of town. And 100% against this project. It's just not the right fit for Cedar Hill. If we had infrastructure, it should be considered. But we don't have infrastructure. There's no fire, no roads. We're bumming water from Springfield if we do this deal. And we're not ready for it. We're not ready for it. We need to look at other places in Robeson County to build this many houses on this small acreage. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kendra Bush. I live at 6519 Highway 41 North. So thank you for taking the time to listen to the citizens of Cedar Hill today that will be most impacted by this proposed zoning change. Responsible growth requires both a plan and a process. You already have the 2040 plan in place, and this proposal clearly is not aligned to the growth plan that already exists. But the process piece is equally concerning. We all know and understand that a suitable infrastructure is essential for a community's quality of life. The proposal before you tonight requests that you ignore that fact and allow an abundance of houses to be built in an area that does not yet have adequate sewage treatment, fire, places to purchase gas and food, basic service providers like ambulance and law enforcement, all of which this development would require. It's the textbook definition of putting the cart before the horse. In all reality, the number of houses for which the land is currently zoned is already going to place a tremendous strain on the limited resources available in Cedar Hill. Infrastructure must come first, not as an afterthought. What we ask of you tonight is that you, number one, honor the growth plan that's been put in place for Robertson County. 2, acknowledge that our town cannot, in its current state, support a subdivision that would more than double its population overnight. And most importantly, number 3, value the voices of those most impacted by the outcome of your decision tonight. More than any financial or political gain, please value the people that you promise to serve. Thank you.
I was told there was going to be snacks at this event. I don't see any snacks. I got a bunch of information, and I'll pass it around if you want to view it and look at it. I'm John Edwards. So,
Where do you live, John?
I live in Cedar Hill.
What's your address, John?
6471 Highway 41 North. So we have 2 parcels. Me and my wife, we have a farmhouse that we renovated that was grandma's. And so we have really property adjacent to it and touching where the proposed subdivision is. So are we running out of time?
You are.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing I wanted to correct was the traffic study time. So we didn't do it at 3 o'clock. It's done from 4 to 7. So none of the afternoon traffic was done. Now, I'm aware that we're, the growth plan is something I've really pushed this entire time. A lot of people kind of rolled their eyes about it. Now, I'm aware that I think the other side is trying to do a little bit of manipulation with the suburban category. So if you look at suburban, so suburban, I'm going to read this to you because this is what they say is what it says. Now, what they say is that essentially they're trying to say it's a general urban area, so we need to go ahead and do a higher density. But the definition, this is from the growth plan, 1.1.4. Growth plan says suburban areas consist of low density residential, progressive degrees of urban intensity and density in areas generally adjacent to the general urban area. Now, general urban is capitalized, it's a category. General urban, you'll find that in 1.1.4. So, and then it says, and lower density in areas adjacent to the rural category, which this is. So we're not adjacent to the urban category, but we are adjacent to the rural category. So there's no push for high density. Now, general urban is medium density. And when you read under that, you'll see that medium density, you're kind of inside the city. You have to have major streets that are paved. You have to have wastewater, stormwater runoff, all of those things. So there's not a debate to be made. You know, we talked about the number of, we said there's 94 lots in Cedar Hill that's similar or shorter or smaller than. When you look at those 94 lots, which is on the map that I gave y'all, 33 of those 94 actually have a house on it. The rest are a church. The water tower is one that's on there. So again, R40 is what fits. R40 is what it allows O'Reilly's to build, and it preserves Cedar Hill for what we are. And I think that, again, we're willing to make the compromise, and we're sticking to that. And please just stick with us, vote with us. Let us guide the future of Cedar Hill. So, thank y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the commission, my name is Donnie Martin. I'm a commissioner for the Highway Department, District 7 and 11, which includes Cedar Hill, and most of the area from 161 back toward Cedar Hill and Adams. My main concern with this or any other development is our infrastructure for our roads to be able to handle the traffic that this is going to accumulate and cause over the period of whenever they build it, and even after this is built, more building. So that is my main concern. I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
My name is Harper Martin. I live on 4877 Bartlett Road. My biggest concern is about the schools. The schools don't have enough space. The elementary school is packed with students and packed with teachers. Some of the high school teachers can't, like they have to split into different classes. The students have to go into different classes during the day. So, and out in the field, whenever we're driving on the road, me and my mother, we always see potholes in this field. And we always point out, oh, look, there's another pothole. And these houses are just going to sink as soon as they get planted. And if a fire happens, the fire is just going to spread to all the houses. And then everyone's going to be upset at y'all. These houses, if they get built, they're just going to sink into the ground. So I do not think they should be built. Thank you.
My name's John Martin. I also live at 4877 Bartlett Road. I just want to say how proud I am of my daughter for coming up here and speaking her mind. Sorry. Nobody is opposed to the R40. We've said it all along. Nobody. R20 is what we're opposed to. Another thing is the density that the gentleman's talking about is not the same in that area. It is out towards Adams, out towards the interstate. It is towards Maxey Road, out towards that interstate, Pleasant View. It's not in Cedar Hill. The density is not around Cedar Hill. If you've traveled around Cedar Hill, the density is not there. It's on the outskirts, towards the interstates, where it's easier access. The roads are a little better. Everything's more maintained. If you really want to know, not everybody could get in here tonight. There's 40 or 50 people that were sitting outside that couldn't get in that are opposed to this plan. Nobody in Cedar Hill is for R20. Like everybody said before, these people don't live in Cedar Hill. They live in Springfield and other areas. Keep in mind that Cedar Hill is a small town farming community. We want to keep it that way. Yeah, R40 is fine. We can handle that. We can't handle the R20. Thank you.
Good evening. My name's Larry Fleeman. I live at 7152 New Cut Road, Springfield, Tennessee. Mayor Vogel, commissioners, thank you for taking the time to listen to all of us here tonight. The Planning and Zoning Commission failed you as commissioners because they didn't present you with a yes or no or approval or not. If you noticed, all the other ones tonight either had approvals. This one did not. And I was at that meeting and I was surprised because I've been on one of those boards before in another county. This measure was presented. It was presented in a professional way. It was approved by the staff that's hired by the county. Robertson County staff approved this measure. The state had approved this measure based on what was presented to them. The engineer spoke earlier tonight too. All of these items have been approved. They meet the criteria. They meet the criteria. Remember that. What happened was they failed to act. The board failed to act. Now, right now, the onus is on you. You now need to take this measure and move forward. You're right. You're supposed to act in the interest of Robertson County. Now, Cedar Hill is a part of Robertson County. I understand all these people in Cedar Hill have a concern, and I understand that, but there's growth all over this county. I'm one of the hundreds, if maybe thousands of people that make my living based on the growth in this county and others. I see it everywhere. I've got opportunities for work right around my own neighborhood because there are developments coming. So development is coming. You know that. There's not a question of whether we're not going to have development. We will in some manner. The issue is, does this subdivision meet the criteria as proposed? Based on professional staff, based on professionals that have looked into it, they say, yes, it does. So my question now is, are you going to be here to be the commission that is picking winners and losers from now on? Because your vote tonight makes a difference of how anyone comes to Robertson County to work in development. Or are you going to be good stewards of the commission seat that you hold for this county? The only thing we're lacking here tonight is action. The staff has recommended it. The regulations are there to make sure that this does not get out of hand once it starts. All we're asking for is action. So tonight, I charge you with approving this subdivision and acting in the best interest of Robertson County. Thank you.
Yes.
Hey. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Mayor, members of the Robertson County Board of Commissioners, my name is Sean Henry, 500 11th Avenue North in Nashville, and I represent Riley Brothers Land LLC. The Riley Brothers are here, their family is here, and their extended family is here. They've also, Randy Riley has submitted a letter to you. I don't know if you've had a chance to see that. Hopefully that's in your packet. And I also submitted a letter for distribution to you, and I've got some exhibits attached to that, but I want to comment on really the zoning code itself. The resolution that this county adopted states very clearly that your use decisions need to be in conformance with and consistent with the growth plan. We use the growth plan as for short for the 2040 growth plan. And the growth plan designates Riley Brothers land as suburban because their land is partially within and adjacent to the city limits of Cedar Hill. I wish we could put a map on here, but you have a map in your packet. And I draw your attention to this map because clearly it outlines the, in dark color here, we've got the city of Cedar Hill, urban area of Cedar Hill, and the Riley Brothers land is attached right there to it. Some of their land is actually within the city limits. But all we're talking about here today is the property that's in the county, not within the city limits. And 66 acres is already zoned R40, and an additional 40 acres is zoned agriculture. Now in 2008, this body approved R20 adjacent to this property just to the east. And in 2018, R20 was approved across the street. That's on your zoning map, and you can see it, all this hatched area and all this hatch marks. Those are the existing R20 zoning boundaries and properties around Cedar Hill, and that was approved by this body. So someone's worried about R20 being approved and skipping across the street or skipping down the street. It's out there already. What's being asked for is to zone this property, which sits in between those existing R20 boundaries, property that is partially within and adjacent to the city limits of Cedar Hill. And I've heard someone refer to Cedar Hill as a village, a future village. I suppose it's someday. There's a railroad track running right through it. I looked at the RTA plan called In Motion earlier today, and someday they anticipate a passenger rail line running up through Robertson County. And it may be 20 years from now, but it sure would be nice if someone could live close by and be able to get on that train at that railroad track. R20 is designed to provide areas which are highly compatible with residential development found along the fringes of the incorporated areas of Robertson County. That's straight out of your growth plan. Zoning code, your zoning resolution says after a growth plan is approved, all land use decisions made by the legislative body shall be consistent with the growth plan, shall. And in 2017, the state attorney general looked at the statute that the state passed and what you all have adopted in your own zoning code. And the attorney general said that after a growth plan is so approved, all land use decisions made shall be consistent with the growth plan. When the word shall is used in a statute, it is construed to be mandatory, not discretionary. And I don't want to hammer away at you, with the law, but the law is important here. And it's shall, and it's mandatory. When you adopted the growth plan in 2013, you followed the state's directive with a collective decision for planned growth. And you decided then smartly, I don't know if you've heard of smart growth, that's a terminology, but smart growth means you put higher density development around urban areas so that we don't have leapfrog development from one farm to another farm. If you don't compact it around your urban areas like Cedar Hill and others, then you will have leapfrog development, and those farms are going to have more pressure to sell and develop 5 acres. They've got 2 acre zoning, so I hear 5 acre this, 5 acre that. Agricultural zoning allows 2 acre lots. So imagine all those 2 acre lots scattered about the farmlands throughout the county. If you'll follow your growth plan in this particular instance, I believe you'll conclude that R20 at this location is highly compatible with the existing residential development pattern within Cedar Hill. A third of the lots within Cedar Hill are no larger than 20,000 square feet, the same district that's being asked here. This R20 will be highly compatible with the existing R20 that I've already mentioned. It's along the fringes of Cedar Hill, and it's absolutely consistent with your growth plan. So we ask you to support your growth plan. This isn't about neighbor against neighbor. This isn't about the Rileys. This is about the county growth plan. And it doesn't matter where it's located in the county, but are you going to follow the growth plan and make land use decisions consistent with that growth plan? The state says you're supposed to do that. You shall do that. Your own code says you shall do that, and we ask that you do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Jason Holloman, and like Sean, I'm an attorney in Nashville. And in this case, the neighbors have asked me to come up here and talk to you on their behalf about this request. I'm a former city attorney. I've worked with rural communities all over Middle Tennessee. And the main thing that I want to tell you tonight, which you probably already know, is I agree with Sean that you have an obligation to follow your growth plan. I've litigated cases to the Court of Appeals about exactly that. But following your growth plan does not require you to rezone this property. That's within your discretion. And in the letter that you received from Mr. Henry, he says rejecting R20 zoning for the Riley brothers would be a rejection of the growth plan and a violation of state and county law. And while I respect Mr. Henry, that's just not accurate. There is a range of what is permitted under R20 zoning. And in fact, policy 1.14 in your growth plan does identify this area as suburban, but it also defines what is suburban. And I'm just going to read it to you because it's short. The suburban area consists of low density residential, higher density and intensity in areas generally adjacent to general urban areas. And general urban areas are areas like Springfield, not areas like Cedar Hill. And it specifically says that lower density intensity is designed for areas adjacent to the rural category. And this is an area adjacent to the rural category. And if you look over into table 5, which is future land use categories, which is what we're talking about. Where are you going to go in the future with rezonings? It specifically says when it says that there is a maximum. So the number that you've been given of 2 units per acre, 20,000 square foot lot sizes, that is a maximum. It's not a requirement. It is the most that you can give. And so within a range of what is possible, they are here asking for the maximum. And your growth plan specifically says not all areas are appropriate for the maximum. And in fact, it goes on to say rural area adjacent areas are not appropriate for that. And it specifically says at the bottom of that table, there's 2 little asterisks, and then it says the maximum density and intensity levels represent the maximum potential for some, not all, areas within the character area. So your growth plan specifically says that there's a range, that's the maximum, and it is not a requirement. So when you make this decision tonight, feel confident that if you turn this request down, you are still well within your growth plan. You are well within the law, and it is within your discretion to turn this down and keep this, what you've heard an overwhelming number of residents who live in that area say it's already zoned for 1 acre lot development. They're entitled to build under that. Nobody's asking you to take existing entitlements away. They're just saying the density level that we have now is the density that we're comfortable with. And you can decide to side with them and have that area built out in that way. Thank you for your time.
Lieutenant, I heard earlier there's somebody outside that might want to speak, and I want to give everybody a chance. Is anybody out there?
No, sir.
Okay, all right. All right, at that time, I'll close the public hearing and bring it back to the county commission. Mr. Doug, if you want to start again.
All right, sir. We have, Mr. Hogue has some more information that I think is relevant to this. Yes, this staff believes that the vision plan adopted by the county calls this suburban. I've heard general urban. We've never said this is general urban. This is suburban.
Mr. Doug, if you will, let's start at the top and let's start voting.
Okay. Well, do you want this other stuff for this one, or you want?
Well, we're going to come back, when there's questions from the county commission.
All right.
I didn't close the public hearing. Let's start at the top and we'll vote down because I'm going to ask for questions after the motion.
The first request is Mr. Ralph Bracy, rezone 6.122 acres from AG2 to RP80 on New Cut Road, 10th voting district. Planning Commission by a vote of 8-0 asks for your approval. The next request. The next request is Mary Ellen Neal. She's requesting to rezone 7.61 acres from AG2 to R40 on the Bendigo Road, 6th voting district. And again, by a vote of 8-0, the Planning Commission asks for your approval.
Hey, Doug, let's stop at the first one. I want the county commission to vote.
Okay.
And then we'll move to the second.
Put them the ones like categories together or just?
No, one at a time like we've always done. It'll be all right.
First one is Mr. Ralph Bracy, 6.122 acres from AG2 to RP80 on New Cut Road, 10th voting district. Planning Commission by a vote of 8-0 asks for your approval.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve Mr. Bracy from Ag 2 to RP80? We got a motion by Roberts. A second by Cows. Any discussion?
Question.
Question being called. If you're for this resolution, vote yes. Against it, vote no. At 24-4, 0 against, I declare the resolution passes. Mr. Doug.
Mary Ellen Neal requested to rezone 7.61 acres from AG2 to R40 on the Bendigo Road, 6th voting district. Excuse me, again by a vote of 8-0, the Planning Commission asks for your approval.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Doug. All right, Mary Ellen Neal from Ag 2 to low density R40. I need a motion. Got a motion by Roberts and a second by Haley. Any discussion?
Question.
Question being called. If you're for this resolution, vote yes. Against it, vote no. We have 24-4 and 0 against. I declare that resolution passes. Mr. Doug.
Next request, excuse me, the next request is Ben the Builder. He's requesting to rezone 0.51 acres from AG2 to R40. This is the one that will make the like zoning in the city of Cross Plains. Will make a total of 1.35 acres. By a vote to, excuse me, by a vote of 8-0, the Planning Commission asks for your approval.
Okay, I got a motion by Couch. Well, any discussion first? All right, question being called. I got a motion by Couch and second by Hogan. You're for a resolution, vote yes. Against it, vote no. Got 24-4 and 0 against. I declare that resolution passes. Mr. Doug.
Mr. Joseph Hunt is requesting to rezone 1.01 acres from AG2 to R40 on Gideon Road, which is the third voting district. Again, by a vote of 8-0, the planning commission asks for your approval.
Okay, any discussion? Entertain a motion then. Question, call for question there, Bo.
Question.
All right, question being called.
Need a motion.
Yeah, I need a motion. Got a motion by Doris?
Second.
And, well, second by Jackson.
Question.
Question being called. If you're ready to vote, vote yes before the resolution. Against it, vote no. I got 24 for, 0 against. I declare resolution passes. Mr. Doug.
The next request is Zach Suggs requesting to rezone 3.214 acres from AG2 to R40. This is on Radio Station Road, which is in the 11th voting district, but it's in the Springfield planning region. They evaluated the request and by a vote of 6-0 asked for your approval.
Okay, I need a motion. Well, motion by.
I'll make a motion.
You can. There you go. Push that button, Bo. Got a second by Stacy Moore. Any discussion?
Or question.
Question being called. If you're for that motion, vote yes. If you're against it, vote no. Got 24 for, 0 against. I declare that resolution passes. Okay, Mr. Doug.
The final request is Riley Brothers Land LLC. Their request is to rezone 105.62 acres from AG2 and R40 to R20 on Buzzard Creek and Bartlett Roads, 7th voting district. And this comes to you with no recommendation by the planning commission.
Okay, I need a motion.
Mr. Chairman, we're not seeing a motion on our device.
I've got the knowledge, but I don't hear nothing. I need somebody to raise your hand. I've got a motion by Bradley. Need a second? There you go. See, the second shows up. Second by Stacy Moore. Any discussion? Got Commissioner Brown?
Doug, you were gonna say something before. Can you finish what you
Yes.
started?
Well, it was about the vision for the county and their growth plan showed this to be suburban, not general urban. And it also showed that at suburban, you have 2 units per acre. But also, in October of 2005, this body rezoned 422.99 acres from AG2 to R40. You've seen that crosshatched area, which is adjacent to this property. In August of 2009, they rezoned 37.84 acres from AG2 to R20. In November of 2017, rezoned 12.39 acres, all contiguous with each one that I've just outlined from AG2 to R20. And in September of 2020, this body zoned 10.51 acres that was de-annexed by the city of Cedar Hill to R20. And that makes a total of 483.73 acres presently zoned R20 adjacent to the request that the Rileys have right now. And we have some information, Ms. Hogue has some information that we've compiled if you'd like to take a look at it.
Okay.
I have a question.
Wait a minute. Mr. Stroud, I got you next to speak.
Yeah, the R20, a lot of that was done prior to the growth plan, though, adopting the growth plan. Wasn't that correct?
The growth plan, well, yes, that the bulk of it, the 422 was, that's correct.
Correct. If you look at, in our growth plan, if you look at Exhibit 412, where it has a circle around Cedar Hill, and it has our city limits kind of, I guess that's the black lines around it. Just to point out, I mean, most of this development is in that light green, which looks like by the key of the map.
Are you looking at the vision plan or the current zone, presently zoned map?
Vision plan.
Future zone.
But that's still in the rural category. I mean, just point out, most of that is.
Bob, you got those? Do any of you have your book, growth plan with you?
Anybody want to see?
Tell them what page that's on, Bob.
Page 48.
34.
Now, what are you saying?
That if you look at that, at Cedar Hill where there's,
They may not be able to hear you. You're back. Speak up.
yeah, I don't know. You kind of see how that blue and black. If you look on the map, a lot of that turns out to be.
If I can get people to share.
Sure.
There's a couple more.
Well, that's a different map from what.
Color crazy.
Everybody get back on the same page now.
Yeah.
All right, Commissioner Stroud?
So, okay, so explain to me, so I'm clear, like on exhibit 412, where it's the vision plan, the vision's supposed to be where we're headed, correct?
Yes. Now, there are two visions. One is current zoning and one is the vision zoning for the future zoning.
So, yeah, so it looks like.
That's the yellow area that you see around Cedar Hill.
Is that 8?
That's what?
That's suburban. That's
The yellow?
the yellow suburban.
Yeah. And that covers this property?
Beg pardon?
And that covers this property we're talking about?
That's,
So why would the vision plan be less dense if we're talking about the visions where we're headed?
I don't, but I think you're looking at two different maps and mixing the things.
Well, you're saying this is where we are now. This is what we're.
That's the vision. See the yellow around Cedar Hill?
Well, this one.
That's the vision plan you have in your right hand, yes, sir.
Yeah, this one says vision.
That's the future.
Yeah, but two different vision plans.
Future
Land.
vision, the future land use plan, yes.
It's all
Future
part of
land
the
use.
vision plan,
Oh.
but one is where we are and one is where we're going.
Well, which is which?
Future land use, yes.
That's what he's giving us.
I can't see enough.
Commissioner Moore?
I understand.
I can't either.
Cedar
So the
Hill.
400 something acres you're referring to in Cedar Hill, does it have homes around it? 'Cause I know the one by the school.
It's already, it's raw land. No, part of this property was where the dollar store is now in Cedar Hill.
Right, and there's nothing behind it.
There's nothing.
It's all plain land.
But it's.
'Cause there's no house across the street.
Presently zoned R20, that's correct.
Right, but it's R20.
R20, yes.
Well,
Okay,
that's-
so you go by the school and there's no houses right there. That's still farmland or blank or whatever, wherever Baggett is.
Yeah, Baggett, Mr. Baggett is the one that has the 470.
That's right.
Presently zoned R20.
But the road, but,
We've not seen a subdivision plan come to the
right,
planning commission, which
and it
is
may
which
never,
is required.
right.
But it's there if he wants to do it. If they want to come to the planning commission with a subdivision plan, yes, they have that right, as with anybody. Yes.
Commissioner Haley, he's next to speak.
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to do that. If I hit it.
Oh, that's fine, Mr. Commissioner Moore?
Okay, so the rest of my question is Buzzard Creek, Bartlett, Sawyer, I think, Bent, whatever. They all have homes out there.
One that's faster. Current one that we have.
Let me see. You want this? He gave it to me on my phone. Hang on.
As you'll see, This is currently the R20, or presently zoned. This and this. This is what has been requested of you tonight. I'll pass these out.
That's much better.
But what's sitting in front of it does not belong to them. That's on 41.
Sitting in front of it, I think, all the city around.
We envision y'all sharing these because properties this large is quite expensive.
That's what he's talking about.
Moore, you got a question?
This is the site.
Mr. Moore, you got a question?
I do.
Okay.
First planning and zoning meeting, committee meeting, not the staff. The staff does not vote. We have a planning and zoning committee in place for a reason. The first time they turned it down. The second time they took it and nobody responded.
One vote, but it died for lack of a second. Yes, ma'am.
So there's an appeals board.
It does not apply to this. They cannot appeal.
Does not apply to this.
They cannot appeal planning commission action. They work in concert with them on certain uses. But a use has to get approved by the Board of Appeals before a site plan would be approved by, or presented to the planning commission. Yes, ma'am. There is no appeal to zoning, planning and zoning requests or failures to act to the Board of Appeals. No, ma'am, that's not how, that's not.
So if that board failed to act the second time, is there a reason? I mean, did they write a summary or something of why they didn't?
No, I serve on that committee. It just failed due to a lack of a second.
There are three ways that action can come to this body. With a favorable vote, with an unfavorable vote, or with this one tonight, with no vote.
Okay,
They have the right to come to this body
right.
those three ways. From the planning commission.
Not every way.
Okay, does anybody else like to speak? I'd like to push your button, but I recognize you, Commissioner Darcy.
I tried to push it a while ago.
Go ahead.
Hey, and I listen to the community, and I'll tell you all this. And I know y'all strive about safety, because I worked with the fire department for 25 years, and I know safety's there. And I know that y'all aren't on the fire department so much you did, but with a truck, with a department there that's got a truck that's 26 years old, I don't see a reason why if they're gonna put this many houses in there, they can't buy a fire truck for y'all there out there. If my concern is on regular 20, R20, our hydrants go in at 500 feet. I'm requesting to go in at 300 feet, because that way, what hole you carry on the truck will actually reach the fire. Does that make sense? I'm not asking for anything that ain't capable of doing. But I'm asking, but when I look at the other R20s that people just walk in left, I would like, if it passes, I would like for the sidewalks to be in place, the lighting, infrastructure that's never, that some of the R20 we're not getting. And I'll be there this coming Thursday night at the planning and zoning meeting, asking for the same stuff, and I'm telling y'all I'm gonna be asking for. If it passes, it doesn't matter to me if don't take me the wrong way. If it passes tonight, either way, or don't pass, I'm just saying that I will be there if it passes for pulling for every infrastructure that I can for y'all, if it makes sense, for safety reasons. I can't tell you where it's going to pass or not. That'll be out to the vote. We'll be there for you to fight to make sure it gets done the right way if it passes, y'all. People figure deal. I'm in office.
Okay,
I'll be a lawyer for you.
Mr. Darcy's suggestion would have to go to the zoning board, and they would have to approve the things he's asking for, like fire truck or whatever. And then our county attorney would have to write up a resolution and come back to this body to be voted on.
But without the support of these people around me, if it doesn't,
wasn't go through, then there would be no reason for me to go Thursday night. If that's, it doesn't make sense. If it fails tonight, I won't have to worry about it.
That's good. Thank you, Commissioner Doris.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good points. Okay. I think I got Commissioner Woodard like to speak.
Yes, my concern is, we got a board that, takes in consideration what is brought forward. And, we're not privy to all the information that goes on at the zoning meeting. So, we're pretty much at the disposal of the committee to give the information. So we'll have the information to be able to vote in a reasonable manner. And I feel if, the vote didn't come before us without a second, it's more to it than just not having a second on the vote. And I'm not privy to why the information wasn't brought forward, or why the committee didn't approve it or put it down. And I feel like that's the responsibility of the committee.
Thank you, Commissioner Woodard. Anyone else like to speak? Question being called. For this resolution, vote yes. If you're against it, vote no. Commissioner Darsh, you still voting?
And I am, sir. It's a hard decision for me. I'm telling you, I'm working over.
Let's go.
If I can't make my decision up, I'm going to go.
I got 5 for, 17 against, 2 abstaining. I declare it resolution. The lawyers in the room, they don't go through that during court. There you go, carry it outside. Don't do that. If not, there'll be deputies to help you get outside. This is just like a court of law. Let's respect the judges in here and the county, everybody. They've been through a lot. I know they have. Trust me, I know they have. Okay. Thank you, Doug. Move on to new resolutions. Chair recognizes Commissioner Hoover from the Budget Committee.
Mayor, Madam Clerk, fellow commissioners, ladies and gentlemen of the audience.
Hey, let's keep it.
Let's clear out. We still got to finish the meeting.
I appreciate y'all coming and keep your discussions down to 3 minutes. I appreciate that. This is Reed. Got broke in right.
That's right. Send it over the bang. There's no questions. I read that whole packet today.
Come in under fire.
Today. I read 200 names today.
Yeah.
It didn't bother me. I wasn't gonna be there. It would be this bad.
Appreciate you.
We might call for 5 minute break.
3 people.
Don't nobody care about the revolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Are you excited to be here tonight?
Thanks for clearing it up.
I said I got the people have obviously heard you before you did it today.
Okay, I'll call this thing to order. All right, where we at? Chair recognizes Commissioner Hoover for our first resolution concerning EMA.
Mayor, I have resolution number 022-822-013. I so move. We'll get a second. We'll discuss.
Got a second by Roberts.
This is a Homeland Security grant coming in and various capital outlay going out. Balanced budget.
Okay, any discussion?
Question.
Question being called for this resolution, vote yes. If you're against it, vote no. I got Mr. Stroud, you still voting?
Me and Commissioner Couch are arguing.
Y'all need to carry that outside too.
Can you wait?
All right, I got 24 for and 0 against. I declare the resolution passes. Commissioner Hoover.
It's all in love though.
Resolution number 022-822-014. I so move. Get a second. I'll discuss.
All right, got second by Gray.
This is funds to purchase a used truck for the animal control. Their truck plate out on them, $21,915. Balance budget amount.
Question being called. If you're for this resolution, vote yes. If you're against it, vote no. At 24 for and 0 against, I declare it resolution passes. Commissioner Hoover.
Resolution number 022-822-015. I so move. Get a second. We'll discuss.
Got second by Commissioner Roberts.
This is a state of Tennessee grant for a permanent awning to be attached to the health department. $75,000 in, $75,000 out.
Question being called. For this resolution, vote yes. If you're against it, vote no.
Is it made of gold?
What did you say? Is that the price of it?
Just reading up, yeah, that's what it's gonna cost for the awning, yeah.
But the whole move?
No, it's got something to do with in case the pandemic comes back, having something to test under,
What's the back?
Not the back, but.
off the back and everything.
You price building materials lately, you'll know it's.
I just thought it was so cute to walk.
Yeah.
Right about it.
Yeah. It looks like we done voted. Got 24 for and 0 against. I care. That resolution passes. Commissioner Hoover.
Resolution number 022-822-016. I so move. Get a second. We'll discuss.
All right, got a second by Commissioner Woodard.
This is just moving some money around in solid waste. We had to purchase a compactor for the Cross Plains Convenience Center. It's a balanced budget amount.
Question.
Question being called. You for the resolution, vote yes. Against it, vote no. Got 24 for, 0 against. I declare that resolution passes. Commissioner Hoover.
Resolution number 022-822-017. I so move. Get a second. We'll discuss.
Got a second by Gray.
This resolution is to approve a medical walk-in clinic project for county employees in conjunction with the County Board of Education and the City of Springfield. This is going to be an awesome thing for Robertson County employees.
Yes, let the chair just say that we're planning on including the county commissioners on this deal. And this, anytime you don't pull that insurance card out, it's going to save the county money. And we're probably looking at savings maybe up to $250,000. Being called, if you're for this resolution, vote yes. If you're against it, vote no. Got 24 for, 0 against. I declare that resolution passes. All right, the chair now recognizes. I still got you for the next one, Commissioner. Who? Was that right?
Roberts.
Okay, Roberts. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay. Commissioner Roberts.
I'm Clerk, Mayor, fellow Commissioners, citizens of Robertson County. I bring you 022822-018. This is a resolution to declare surplus property for 41 acres that we have at sale.
Okay, motion by Roberts, second by Hogan. Any discussion?
Question, ask where is that?
It's at the corner of 5th and 76, right there. There's like 28 acres of it that is developable and then developable. And there's 13 acres, I believe, that somebody could do walkways or whatever. But it's county, it's money that we could use, and at this time, we feel like if we can turn it, good money on it right now, that's what we need to do.
Let the chair comment that our plan is if we sell it, put it toward our next land for school property, kind of offset that cost. That's our plan.
We just have to declare it surplus before we can move forward.
Question.
All right, any question being called? I'm sure somebody did.
I did.
Thank you, Mr. Gray. Your fullest got 24 for, 0. That resolution passes. Chair recognizes Commissioner Hoover again. Chairman of the Budget Committee.
Mayor, Madam Clerk, fellow commissioners, ladies and gentlemen of the audience, I have resolution 022-822-019. I'll move. A second, we'll discuss.
Got a second by Commissioner Gray.
This resolution is to add the county self-insured health insurance plan to additional employees on the County Economic Development Board.
How many of them is it?
My understanding, it's one. This is just a short amount of time that will be
Any
added
discussion?
What is from now till July?
to the end of the year.
End of the year. Right.
Question being called. If you're for this resolution, vote yes. If you're against it, vote no. Got 24 for, 0 against. Resolution passes. Chair recognizes Commissioner Counts, representing the Highway Department.
Mr. Mayor, Madam Clerk, fellow commissioners, honored guests, I'd like to present resolution 022822020. This is a resolution removing certain roads and portions of certain roads from the official road maintenance road list and maps.
Okay, got a motion by Counts, second by Hogan. Any discussion?
Question.
Question being called. If you're for this resolution, vote yes. Against it, vote no.
Yeah.
Make a vote.
All of us can be related after this.
All right, sleep. 4 for, 0 against. I declare the resolution passes. All right, the chair recognizes Commissioner Moore. Surplus property from schools.
Mr. Mayor, Madam Clerk, fellow commissioners, ladies and gentlemen of the audience, I bring to you resolution number 022-822021. Second, we can discuss if necessary.
Got a second by Commissioner Roberts.
This is surplus property from the school system, quite a mix and match of things if you read the list.
Question being called. If you're for this resolution, vote yes. Against it, vote no. 24 for, 0 against. I declare the resolution passes. Chair recognizes now Commissioner Hoover again from the Budget Committee.
Mayor, Madam Clerk, fellow commissioners, ladies and gentlemen of the audience, I have resolution number 022-822-022. I so move and get a second, we'll discuss.
Got a second by Commissioner Counts.
This is $210,000. As you know, we opened the animal control facility, request for proposals. We're looking at 1.450. A lot more than we anticipated, but we know the building costs have gone up. Seemed like I've been working on this project since I've been a county commissioner. It is more than time to move this thing on. The animals deserve it in Robertson County. So that's all I've got.
Question.
Hold up a second. What will this bring the total up to now? 1.4 million?
The total will be 1.4 million, yes. Got 210,000 that'll be coming out of our capital fund that we set to the side a while back. So we've got the money there for it.
Tell them about the savings we're gonna have with the highway.
What's that?
Savings we're gonna have. Grading.
Oh, yes. Delvin is going to be doing a bunch of our grading. I mean, it's going to save us quite a bit of money, probably $150,000. So.
Does everybody understand that moving the location to animal control?
I'm not certain if they do or not, but we are actually moving it across the street from kind of where it's at now. Much better location. This is a much better facility than when we first started. We're gaining a ton of kennels out of it, a cat area. So this is right. We finally got this thing right.
And it's on the 51 acres that we have over there, which gives us growth potential. So.
Yep.
Have we made up our mind what we're going to do with the old facility yet, or?
I'm sorry.
Old facility.
It'll be storage.
We'll use it for storage because the new facility is not going to have a lot of storage, so he can store his food and stuff like that, supplies there.
Yeah, that portable up there was 35 years old and the education gave it to us.
It's pretty rough too.
Yeah, it's pretty. Thank you, Delvin. Y'all gonna miss Delvin when he leaves here.
You are going to miss Delvin, something awful.
Okay, I got a motion and a second. Any, all the question being called, if you're for this resolution, vote yes. Against it, vote no. Got 24-4, 0 against, I declare that resolution passes.
Mayor, I'm going to make a motion, we suspend the rules tonight. Time is of the essence on this project, so Trey can get started. So we'll need to vote on this again for the second time.
Okay, I got a motion to suspend the rules. I got a second by Haley. Discussion? Question being called, if you're for suspending the rules. Vote yes, if you're against it, vote. Oh, she wants to do a voice. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Anybody oppose that? Okay, we're gonna suspend the rules. I need a motion again to pass this resolution. I got a motion by Hoover. I got a second by Bowens. Question being called. If you're for this resolution, vote yes. Against it, vote no. Madam Clerk, it sounds like he's going vote. Voice, vote. Got 24-4, 0 against. I declare that resolution passes. Thank you, commissioners. Is any old business bring before the county commission? Hearing none, is there any new business? How would you like to speak?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank this commission for supporting this animal control and everything we've had to do for this and standing behind it. I think it's going to be a great thing for us.
Well, it's long overdue, Roberts, and we're going to end up on Channel 5 one day.
Exactly.
Okay, any more new business? Okay, the chair recognizes Commissioner Bowens for election of notaries. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Mr. Doris, would you like to make our last motion? Okay, I got a motion to adjourn. All in favor, say aye. Aye. So moved.